My friend, this is risky. There's a smell of a big trade in the air, and not just any trade. Behind the scenes, things are moving fast. Phones are ringing, names are circulating quietly, and there's that classic feeling that something is being orchestrated behind the scenes. My friend, when a rival starts provoking, the media starts speculating, and the management goes into overly discreet mode. It's because the game has started intensely. This is exactly the kind of move that catches the NFL by surprise and makes the opponent laugh now, only to cry later. Philadelphia Eagles fans know that General Manager Howie Roseman is always looking for ways to strengthen his roster, and this offseason, he may be eyeing the Pittsburgh Steelers for a big trade. After a turbulent week for the Steelers, marked by a devastating 24-point loss to the Houston Texans in the AFC wildcard game and international turmoil within the organization, this could be the perfect moment for Roseman to make his move. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense has always been anchored by the dominant T.J. Watt, one of the most feared pass rushers in the NFL. With Watt earning 5 All-Pro selections and setting a personal record of 22.5 sacks in 2021, it's clear he's a game changer. For the Philadelphia Eagles, Watt would be a huge addition to their defensive line, especially after their early playoff elimination. Watt would fit perfectly into defensive coordinator Vic Fangio's system, offering not only a devastating pass rusher, but also a player who can drop back into coverage when needed. However, as with any trade involving a superstar like Watt, the cost would be high. Rumors suggest the Steelers could ask for at least 2 first-round picks, and possibly more, depending on the situation. This trade could force the Eagles to make tough choices, possibly involving players like Nolan Smith Jr. Even so, the chance to solidify their defense with a player of Watt's caliber might be irresistible. If Roseman can pull this off, the Eagles could have a dominant season in 2026, avenging their playoff disappointment with an alternate rematch. Watt's exceptional ability to pressure the opposing quarterback is something the Eagles could desperately exploit, especially against powerful NFC offenses. With his ability to wreak havoc on quarterbacks, Watt could elevate the entire defensive unit. His unique skill set, which includes the ability to pressure quarterbacks and play in coverage, would perfectly complement the Eagles' defensive scheme. Pairing Watt with existing key defensive players would create relentless pressure on the opposing quarterback and could be key to overcoming obstacles in the 2026 season. Despite the high price tag, securing a player of Watt's caliber would certainly make the Eagles a serious contender for the next Super Bowl. The Eagles know what it took to achieve greatness in the last postseason, and adding a player like Watt could be the missing piece to complete the puzzle. With Roseman's knack for making smart deals, this trade may be closer to reality than many fans realize. Keep an eye on how this unfolds. It could be a game changer for the Eagles' future. But while Howie Roseman considers an aggressive move to bring in T.J. Watt and immediately transform the defense, the question arises, who will lead the offense and get the most out of Jalen Hurts? That's exactly where Greg Roman's name comes onto the Eagles' radar. As the Philadelphia Eagles begin their search for a new offensive coordinator, one name that has been rapidly gaining traction is Greg Roman. The former offensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, Buffalo Bills, and Baltimore Ravens has long been recognized for his ability to get the most out of mobile quarterbacks, and he could be the key to unlocking even more potential for Jalen Hurts. Roman's resume speaks for itself. He played a pivotal role in the development of Lamar Jackson, who became a unanimous MVP, revolutionizing the Ravens' offense with a run-focused system that leveraged Jackson's mobility. Furthermore, Roman was essential in helping Colin Kaepernick lead the 49ers to the Super Bowl. More recently, he worked with Justin Herbert in 2024, guiding the young quarterback to his best season in terms of touchdown passes and pass classification. In 2025, although Herbert's numbers dipped slightly, his growth under Roman's guidance was undeniable. Despite the tough playoff loss, Roman's ability to develop quarterbacks in both the passing and running game is exactly what the Eagles need to further elevate Hurts' level. Under Roman's tutelage, Hurts can become even more dangerous, not only with his legs, but also in the pocket, as he continues to evolve as a passer. Roman's system is specifically designed for quarterbacks who can cover plays with their legs, and Hurts fits that profile perfectly. His ability to threaten both with the ball and with his legs makes him one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the league, but he still has room to evolve as a passer. By hiring a coach specialized in maximizing the talent of quarterbacks with this ability, the Eagles could accelerate Hurts' development and transform him into one of the NFL's elite quarterbacks. Roman's experience with mobile quarterbacks has been proven throughout his stints with the team. Lamar Jackson won the MVP award under Roman's tutelage, and Kaepernick came one step closer to a Super Bowl ring. With Hurts, Roman could take a young quarterback who is already an excellent runner and transform him into a complete weapon. The possibility of having a quarterback who can consistently create plays with both his arms and legs elevates the Eagles' offense to a new level. Roman's track record demonstrates his adaptability and ability to maximize a quarterback's potential. The Eagles' offensive line is already among the best in the league, and the addition of Roman would allow Hurts to shine in a system that leverages his strengths. Roman's ability to combine a solid running game with an explosive passing attack could create one of the most unpredictable and difficult-to-stop offenses in the NFL. And while the front office debates who will be the mastermind behind Jalen Hurts' offense, another weighty decision is beginning to take shape behind the scenes. A major departure from the wide receiver course may be about to happen, further changing the face of the Eagles for 2026. The Eagles roster will undergo significant changes as the 2026 season approaches, and one of the most intriguing stories revolves around wide receiver Dodson. The 25-year-old, who joined the Eagles in 2024 and was part of their Super Bowl victory last season, recently hinted that his time in Philadelphia may be coming to an end. While Dodson hasn't put up the impressive numbers some would expect from an elite wide receiver, his role has been invaluable in crucial moments, especially in important games. Dodson's time with the Eagles has had its ups and downs. After joining the team, he became the third option behind A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, and although his receptions were fewer than the two main targets, Dodson proved reliable when called upon. In the 2024 and 2025 seasons, Dodson had 19 receptions for 216 yards and 18 receptions for 262 yards, respectively. These are solid numbers, but not spectacular for someone achieved in such a powerful offense. However, Dodson's impact went beyond the statistics. His ability to shine when needed, including the great reception in the Super Bowl, proved he was a reliable option for quarterback Jalen Hurts. However, with free agency looming, Dodson's future with the Eagles seems uncertain. In an emotional interview, Dodson expressed his feelings about the possibility of leaving the team. "I know this is probably my last day here," Dodson said, reflecting on his time in Philadelphia. "It's hard to see all the faces, all the relationships we've built. You still carry them with you, but those daily conversations in the locker room, those things, you'll miss them, but it's part of the business." With his contract about to expire, it seems Dodson is preparing for a possible departure from the Eagles. His future is uncertain, but one thing is certain: he will not be forgotten by Eagles fans. His contributions to the team, especially during the Super Bowl campaign, cemented his place in the hearts of fans. However, the commercial side of American football is always a cruel reality, and Dodson may be looking for an opportunity where he can take on a more prominent role. The Eagles' offense already boasts top-tier talent, so Dodson's departure may be a result of the team's desire to maintain focus on its key catchers while seeking to strengthen other positions. With A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith leading the offense, there may not be enough targets for Dodson to continue shining as the third catcher. Considering the latest news about the Philadelphia Eagles, which of these important changes do you think will have the biggest impact on the team's chances of winning the Super Bowl in 2026? A possible trade involving T.J. Watt to bolster the defense? Hiring Greg Roman as the new offensive coordinator to maximize Jalen Hurts' potential? The potential departure of Jahan Dotson and how the Eagles will fill his spot in the receiving corps? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Eagles news.